Alright guys, we are in the F-16 Viper here today, and yes, I said Viper, not Falcon. Only nerds call it the Falcon. And we have an F-35 off in front of us here. And that F-35 is flown by Feisty. Now, theoretically, when it comes to the dogfight situation, the F-16 should have major advantages over the F-35. But Feisty being as good a dogfighter as he is, I think he can really make this into an interesting little fight for us. And right there we got the merge, and we're off. Alright, now you can see we're in a two-circle fight. This is again where I want to be in the Viper. Now the Viper, if I can sit around 430-ish knots, plus or minus 10 degrees, I think is a good tolerance point. We can get something like 19.2 to 19.5 degrees a second through the circle. And if we can pull numbers like that, we should be in a majorly advantageous position against the F-35 in a two-circle fight, which is what I'm going to try to lure Feisty into. I would think that he's going to try to force one-circle fights, because I think that's the only chance he's got. If he comes into a two-circle fight with us, he's going to be in big trouble. And I'm really going to try not to hit these buildings. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the F-35 and its capabilities, and that's obviously by design by the Air Force, but I do think that the F-35 was not designed in the, hopes that it would get into a dogfight with something and have to put guns on it. I think the whole point of it was to ensure that it never got to that point. And so if there's an F-35 pilot who accidentally merged with an F-16 during a real fight, like, he probably messed something up really hard. And so I think the F-35 maybe can give a couple of good turns at the beginning, but the F-16 should absolutely stomp on it in a situation like this. Again, it's because it's not designed to do this, where the F-16 is absolutely designed to do exactly this. So I think with the F-35, it's really a matter of how long it can survive in this situation, more so than anything else. In real life, I think the F-35 would absolutely murder an F-16 in a BVR fight. So there he just kind of reversed his turn there, and he's trying to jink because he knows he's right in my HUD here. And I got a little greedy there, and I pulled him into the HUD. Oh, okay, good. We got lucky there. So what happened there was he jinked, and instead of repositioning myself, I got greedy and I pulled him into the HUD, and he managed to force an overshoot. And he tried to lure me into a one-circle fight there, which I definitely was not going to do, so I'm right back into the two-circle raid fight there. And he almost hit the ground as he tried to come after us, so I got a little bit of an advantage in the turn here. Regardless of that, though, the only thing, like, I was always going to win these circles against him. It's just that he won't be able to get his gun sight onto me if I'm pulling the right airspeeds here, the right degrees per second. You saw him fire a little bit there and his rounds fell short. And we are very close to the ground here. Alright, so we're kind of in a neutral turn position in the circle here, but I am very quickly making up the ground as expected in the Viper. Almost hitting some trees there. And so here we are really pulling the nose around. And he sees that coming. He's going to get out of plane. And I went high and I really thought he was going to jink pretty hard there. So I bled off a little bit too much energy here. But the good news is we're still very much in a good position here. And now we're not. Alright, so I've made several mistakes in my reading of the situation when he tries to avoid the because he can see the nose coming around. When he sees the nose coming, he knows that he needs to get out of plane or jink or something. So every time he's done that, I have not repositioned myself correctly, and that's why he is still alive today. But I intend to finish him. And he's coming around. Okay, so he's actually winning the turn here very slightly. But again, we're going to see the Viper turn the tables on that very quickly. Alright, and right there he almost hits the ground, so he actually has to straighten out, and that's really going to mess up his circle. That's going to give me the perfect opportunity to come around, and now I'm sitting where I want to sit, and I will not screw it up this time. He's low on speed, so he should be an easy target. Let's go get him. That's one dead F-35. Ooh. Yeah, Feisty was always going to make that a difficult fight, but there it is. Alright, so we'll do one more round here. F-16, F-35. We'll see if anything different happens. Now, the F-16, very impressive turn rates. And Feisty has done some testing with it, and I think the best rates that we can get out of this thing are about 19.5, I think. Like a sustained turn, we're talking. And there's the merge right there. And that's a hell of a lot better than that F-35 can get. So I should always have the advantage in any two-circle fight if I can maintain the energy states. Now, as expected, that F-35 is going to get one good turn against the F-16. And one good turn is all he should get. and right after that he should be completely at a disadvantage. Now if he had Fox 2s, that would be very, very good for him, because if he can whip his nose around and get a Sidewinder off, then that's fantastic, right? But again, it's not built for this dogfighting thing that it's being asked to do here today. You can see he just shot at us, but he just can't pull the nose, can't pull enough AOA to make those rounds land, and they're also 30 millimeters, so like very heavy shells. And you can see he's really working hard to try to put those on target. I should really be getting out of plane when he's doing that, but I'm going to take a chance here. I'm feeling pretty good in this Viper. I'm really surprised I'm flying this low to the ground and keeping visual at the same time, honestly, in these buildings. Usually that's a death sentence. And we're also shattering everybody's window here. Everybody. There are no windows left in this little town here. Alright, so we got him in the HUD, and he's going to tighten down that turn. He's going to shoot out of my HUD. No problem. And oh, there he is, trying to force a one circle. I'll play it. I'll play it just a little bit. Just to see how it works out, you know? It's not working out well, though. So we're out. Yeah, we're going to get right back into a two circle. Feisty's extremely good in those one circles compared to myself, so I don't like to go there with him. You can see those rounds are actually falling still short, but very close. Very close. Okay, those are nice and short. And just gonna get right back into that rate. And that's why you gotta fight your own fight. That's why the F-16 should not go into a one circle fight against the F-35. Quite honestly, we're lucky to be alive right now. Alright, we managed to neutralize a circle here. There's that F-35 trying to force a one circle fight again. Just can't pull his nose around enough to make anything happen there. Once again, he's trying to force a one circle fight. You see this?
Altitude. Altitude.
Ooh. In those one circle fights, you saw me kind of go for the vertical a little bit. What I was trying to exploit was his slower speed, which is why he was kind of winning the one circle fights. He was slower, and so, you know, I was like, okay, if he's slow, I'll go for the vertical. And if I go for the vertical, I should have an advantage on him there. That's kind of what happened right there again. You can see he had a lot of trouble with nose position as he climbed, and he was slow. So, and right from there, I'm going to transition right back into a two circle rate fight, which is where I would like to be. And Here he comes. He might get brave and think he can shoot here. Okay, we're just going to maintain our speed. Getting a little fast at about 450. We're going to bring that down. Don't hit any buildings. Nice, nice, nice. We're coming around. Starting to win the circle. These raid fights, they can be slow. It's a couple of degrees a second before you start getting any kind of real advantage. Now here's this F-35, tries to force a one circle, it does it too soon, and ends up right in front of me right here. Look at this, look at this. Come on, come on. He's slow as hell too. Come on. I got him, I got him. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, girl. There it is. Yes. That is one slippery F-35, man. That felt good. Nice. All right. Alright guys, so here's our tac view. We got Feisty in the red F-35. I'm in the blue F-16. Here I'm just going to try to give myself some turning room, but Feisty's going to deny that by turning into me here. And there's the merge. Alright, let's see that. Indicated airspeed of 507, and that's about Mach 1. It's probably a little too fast, to be honest with you, but you know, it's okay. You can make that work. And Mach 0.9 here for Feisty. So he's a little slower than me. He's going to dump his nose, which is going to give him a little bit more energy, but he's going to be able to pull harder because of it. So he's actually using God's G to pull around harder. And I'm essentially doing the same, which is causing me to get a little bit faster than I would like through that turn. So you can see his circle is much tighter. Mine is a little wider. But also because he dumped his nose. No, we dumped our nose about the same, so. All right, now we know that the F-16 is a rate fighter, and we know that it's not really advantageous for the F-16 to start one circle fighting. It's just not built for that. So we're going to go ahead and maintain that rate. It's going to be about 430-ish is going to be where she's going to give you the most degrees per second. You can see here at 442 we're getting 19.5 degrees a second through the circle, and Feisty in his F-35 is getting 17.8 with his nose dumped, by the way. Alright, so if he was level, he'd probably get a little less than that. Alright, so here he is now at 14. I'm at 13 because I'm getting too fast. Getting fast, and then I try to manage that, pull harder on the stick. You can see I'm back to 19.4. He's sitting at 16.4. So this is quite a significant difference in terms of rate, which means I'm going to come around that circle really, really quickly compared to him. And the only reason why I don't kill him in a couple circles is because I'm not doing a fantastic job of maintaining that energy. If I could get that down to about 430 and keep it there plus or minus 10, it would be pretty good. So you can see here we got two offset circles essentially. It kind of looks like a Venn diagram. However, this is still very much a raid fight, and we can see that. So look at this, at around, I was kind of easing off the G's there to build some energy up, but you can see it was around 14, now it's back up to 19, and here's basically a head-on pass, but he just can't get his nose in the right place to take a shot. And actually right here, he screws up his circle because he gets a little too slow. Looked like he was trying to get a shot off, but he gets a little too slow, so he has to come out of a circle there in order to not hit the ground and rebuild some energy, which allows me to come around. This whole time I was coming this way while he was still straightening out. So he's realizing here that if he continues back into a circle, he's screwed, right? Because I'm just going to be right behind him as I come around the circle here. So if he continued, if he built up his speed and then went back into a circle and I was coming around this way, he'd be pretty screwed, right? So what he's going to do is, as he sees me coming this way, he is going to reverse the turn and try to come and do some sort of one circle fight or something. I take this opportunity to try to pull him into the nose and kill him. Pull him into the HUD. He's going to get out of plane, jink, do whatever he's got to do to survive that. I'm going to go high and just try to sit behind him like that. However, it's pretty safe to say I don't manage the closure well, because here I get kind of greedy. This is what happens here. I could have maintained that vertical and just like sat on top of him and waited for him to lose all of his energy and stuff, but when he's doing this stuff, I was like, I could maybe kill him right here. So I stay on him and then I screw it up and I end up overshooting and almost getting killed here too, because right there he gets a shot off. But and so I'm just gonna play the one circle with him a little bit in this thing, and then I'm like, all right, this is not a good idea, because you can really see the F-16's performance change when it gets slow. It's just not good. It's not designed for that. So I'm gonna immediately try to get myself back into the two circle raid fight. I do get lucky that he almost hits the ground there and has to extend out a little bit, or else he could have been sitting pretty close behind me there. And so he's gonna try to pull me in. Well, he's very, very nicely sitting inside of my circle there. But luckily for me, he's firing 30mm shells and they're falling short because he can't pull enough lead and he's not close enough. And you can see I'm right back into my raid fight, getting a little fast here at about 480, and it's still going up. And so I'm going to try to control that, bring that back down. You can see I'm getting my degrees per second up to 18. 19 is really where I want to be. There's 19. And you can see I'm absolutely, there's 20.5 of 440. So now you can see I'm really coming around the circle. And we're back to our offset circle situation. So this is what happens when you try to get behind somebody and they jink out of the way and you don't reposition yourself correctly. You end up overshooting and you're right back to square one. You're right back in the raid fight. So here again we're at 20.2, he's at 16. 17 I saw from him there. So once again, I'm absolutely outrating the crap out of him here. And he is going to once again get out because he knows that if he just stays there, he's going to die. And I'm going to come for the vertical. Now I get way too slow in that. I kind of like freaked out. I thought he was going to do like some more crazy jinx and stuff, so I really slowed down. And all he did was kind of an out of plane maneuver to avoid the high aspect gunshot. So I got too slow, and I'm going to pay the price by having to go back into the raid fight. You can see he managed to neutralize the circles again. And so we're just going to go right around the circle again, try to maintain that rate, that correct rate speed. Now he got real slow here, almost hits the ground. This is where I see him. I look out of the cockpit and I see him almost hit the ground and have to straighten out like that. And I'm like, all right, this is it. So I kind of go a little bit high, use God's G to pull around as I dump the nose slightly, and I'm coming around. Not a lot of God's G's there, honestly, to help. Dumping the nose, coming around, and so here is the kill right here. And so really he dies because he's a little slow here because of what happened back here when he almost hit the ground. He's had a few seconds to try to rebuild some energy, but it's not enough. And he's dead. Wait, what? Why is it saying that's me? That's not me. I'm right here. Okay, so TAC-View's got a couple of issues. Okay, so that's going to be the TAC-View for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to Feisty for helping out with this video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.